Good morning. Happy Monday, everybody. Crypto Bull Ron coming at you on a little better, than where we've been, to be honest with you, as far as crypto and stuff comes. Jumping over to X, make sure everyone can see me over there. Okay, make sure they can hear me as well. Than where we've been, to be honest. Looks like, let me throw a little, GM in the chat. All the chats are kind of, I can see them all here, whether you're coming to me from YouTube or X. So, but yeah, I have most of my followers on X, but getting more and more on YouTube. Anyway, man, brutal end of the week. By the way, I hope everyone had a good weekend. Unfortunately, I see that got some video, saw that 7.8. I think it was 7.2 or 7.8. I've got the slides here. Earthquake coming in the Philippines. So when I lived in Taiwan, there was always earthquakes, and a lot of those signs would fall down. The buildings were almost pure rebar; they didn't fall down. But I literally was in hallways and high rise that you're like, the hallway was snake, and you were getting knocked from one wall to the other of the hall. So a lot of earthquakes over there. That's a big one, man. So I know a lot of people perished already. A little bit of some tsunami, fortunately not like that huge one that hit Indonesia and killed like 200,000 people like that back a few years ago. But yeah, market just opened. Futures were looking good. Let's take a look. Futures, we're looking up 1.62, 0.32, 1.62 for the NASDAQ, 0.32 for the Dow, 0.85 for the S&P. We'll see where they actually opened. Only been open for about 3 minutes, but let's take a quick look. Okay, now we're up. Yeah, NASDAQ, we're at NASDAQ up 1.15, so definitely opened in the green. Dow Jones plus 0.65, S&P 0.79. So opening strong for the markets as expected. Let's take a look into crypto. Man, crypto, we got a beat down. I don't know what this new beat is. But anyway, this is the top 100. Hype popping back strong. VVV, Trump, Zcash coming back. You see World Liberty Coin back, near. All these ones that Arthur Hayes dumped. Pump up 8.7. Looking fairly good. Most things looking pretty solid. But let's take a look at what we really care about here in Bitcoin. 63,469. If you look at that, that's up 2.8% for the day. We got down to, last night we were down to 61, but if we look at the weekly, now we dipped down to 59,726, way below the 200-week moving average, which, including this time, I think we've only ever in 16 years dropped below that 5 times. One time we stayed there for 8 months. Otherwise we popped back. But it's where most people consider, I don't care how bearish you are, most people would say that's at least where you start buying. You've never in history or ever have you bought below the 200-week moving average and not done extremely well. Even though the one time, I believe June of 2022 to about March, April of 23, we were underwater, under that 200-week moving average. But so looking at the data, bad, on the hourly, we actually went up and tested 64. So not looking bad. But on the daily, up 2.5%, coming off that horrific drop. A lot of people were calling for, $40,000 Bitcoin, whatever, and then realized it could happen. But technically, us closing the week above the 200-week moving average, extremely significant. Could have been the bottom. That might have been our bottom. Maybe not. We don't always know, but it's a possibility that was the bottom. Just know that. Ethereum 1683. up 4.1% for the day. Let's see how low that got. 15.18. Holy crap. I wasn't watching. Oh my gosh. We got to almost $1,500. I didn't realize it got that low. Nonetheless, on the daily, we're 4.1%. Man, $1,500 ETH. I didn't realize it was bad. I didn't watch everything. Wow. XRP, $1.16 even, up 3.3. Let's see how far that got down. Wow. Up below $1.06. See, I was only watching Bitcoin and Solana. Man, that was ugly. That was ugly. Solana on the daily, we're at 66.90. We're at 4.2% up. On the weekly, I know it got into the hour. Oh, we didn't drop below 60. I thought we might have had. I knew we were right there. Yeah. According to Crypto Bubbles, was kind of an aggregate. I'm sure on some exchanges we did drop below 60, but yeah, $60.52. Wow. So yeah, up at almost 67. I'll take it. Wow, we were up over 67 a little earlier. So you know what? Not bad. GM, welcome everybody. Looks like it's starting out slow for a Monday. Everyone's probably just hopefully got out, did a little hiking, spent some time with some family, went swimming, went drinking, did something fun, had some good food, saw a movie, because it was brutal. It was a brutal time. So yeah, futures up, crypto up. Let's look at some of the news. This is that earthquake in the Philippines. Watch this, because they're worried. Watch this building here in the middle. Look at that. Totally came down. Yeah. If you were in there, you probably didn't survive. So wow, look at power lines coming down. So yeah, definitely hope everyone's okay there. Big what was it? It was 7.8, man. 7.8 on the Richter stuff. I was born and raised in California. I spent a lot of time in California. I've been in a lot of earthquakes. The last two real big ones in California, I was down there. So, uh, scary, especially for the first time. Used to it. Strive, which is Vivek Ramaswamy's company, kind of a mini knockoff of MicroStrategies. They're also publicly traded. They also have a preferred stock product that I believe pays 13.5, 14.5%, pays every day too. So that's cool. If you think about compounding that interest daily, that's crazy. I may look into buying some of that. I haven't yet. But need to. Anyway, yeah. There we have it. Hey, Heine Coin community, Mr. Heine, PM, happy Monday. A good friend. Great education. I was on their space earlier today. They do a morning space. The Heine Coin community is great. You got to check it out if you're just learning about crypto and Bitcoin. Great educational stuff. I think it's heineversity.com. Heineversity.com. But yeah, man, great supporters of the show, good friends, doing good stuff out there. But anyway, Strive, I think just as kind of a joke. Oh, hey, Steph, coming to me from Belgium, TA guy. I'm a member of his TA group. Very small group. I think he only has 30 people. Does it a couple times a year. Former professional poker player, big shot over there in Europe on TV and playing the big games. Been talking a little bit of poker with him lately. But yeah, he's one of my go-to TA guys. Steph Crypto. STEF Crypto. So, but yeah, I think Strive was just kind of joking around, buying 32 just because Michael Saylor sold 32. It's all over the news, so that's good. Yeah, Michael Saylor sold it and they bought it back. So for $500,000 less. So, but yeah, pretty funny. But another one to look into, and not all these DATs or these treasury companies are going to survive, but the ones who are properly structured, property structures they can't get margin called, I think are going to be around, and they're going to be some of the biggest, most profitable companies in the world. like I say, what I like about them, I'll have to go buy some and keep an eye on it. I love that they pay like 13.5%, 14.5% on their preferred, and they pay daily. So you think of compounding that interest daily. Big time difference. And speaking of Sailor, comes out firing, bought 1,550 Bitcoin for 101 million to increase their Bitcoin reserve to, check this out, 845,256 Bitcoin. Very, very close to 850,000. They also increased their USD reserve to 100 million, by 100 million to 1 billion. And really the significance of that is everyone's calling for their downfall. Jim Cramer, who's a joke anyway when it comes to crypto, came out and said Michael Saylor murdered crypto, murdered Bitcoin. I mean, this is ridiculous. Now, they have a thing with their preferred, not to get too deep into the weeds here, but too inside baseball, but they have a thing where if it's not $100, they can't buy. I don't know why they have that. I'm sure they've got their reasons. And it's been about 94, 95. Might be higher now. I believe this raise was common stock. And so they pay that 11.5%. So having that $1 billion reserve to keep that up too, I think builds confidence. He understands the up and down, and they're capitalizing on it. They pay that 11.5%, but he thinks it's going to be 30 or 4%, 30 to 40% a year. The difference, the shareholders in MicroStrategy, MSTR, they get the difference there. So, yeah. So anyway, let's see what's oh, that's cool. Look, when I put it over there, it shows it now. Yeah, 95.78. So as soon as they get back to 90 or $100, they'll be able to start buying it. MicroStrategies right now is 124.58. So yeah, cool stuff. Shout out to Michael Saylor, man. Comes firing back, gets knocked down, comes back and punches you twice as hard in the nose. Love it. My guy Zuby Music, you ought to follow this guy. He's a super smart guy. He's a rapper, podcast host. He's been on Joe Rogan a couple times. He's been on Tucker Carlson, been on with Ben Shapiro. Super smart guy. But he really understands Bitcoin, really surprisingly. But he's just super, super smart, man. He's one of my favorite podcasters on. He lives in Dubai. Really good dude. He's really into fitness. I have his fitness book. If you want to achieve anything significant and out of the ordinary, you have to be okay with looking and sounding crazy for some years. Man, how well, amen to that. How well does that apply to us here in crypto? This is my guy, Connor Kenny. I met him a couple years ago at IRL at the Bitcoin conference. We were both hanging out at the Venetian playing craps. But anyway, nice guy from UK, I believe. I think he lives in Dubai as well. But anyway, up or down, it doesn't matter anymore. CME Group has officially launched its Bitcoin Volatility Index futures, allowing institutional traders to bet purely on Bitcoin price swings rather than direction. So anyway, interesting. I don't know exactly how you would play that. I'll have to learn a little more about it. But you're just able to capitalize on the volatility. Now, I don't know if that's going to make it more volatility or less volatility. But traders like Steph here, just said GM in the chat, and he's also the official kind of TA guy for Heine community. And he usually, oftentimes when he can, because it's a different time around dinner time for him, sometimes he joins us in the GM Bitcoin morning show and talks as well. But yeah, when you're trading, you want volatility, right? When you're a swing trader or a trader that does that stuff. So anyway, CME Group has that. Like I say, I'm going to have to research if that's going to add or tamper down the volatility over time. Fear and greed, we're down at 8 now. I was wondering why we were holding so strong at 12. I think that'll probably come up based on price and stuff getting a little better today. But man, 8 doesn't surprise me because it was a really bad week last week for crypto, man. Really bad. Glad to see we closed above that 200-week moving average. Doesn't mean it won't go down, but it could be the bottom. Could be. Maybe. We'll see. Trump came out this morning and said because we've been having some more escalation. Nothing yet to break nothing has broken the actual ceasefire, but there has been a lot of bombings and drones and stuff. But there was a bigger escalation yesterday when Iran hit through some ballistic missiles at Israel, and they started going back. But I guess that is now stopped. Trump said both sides, Israel and Iran, are looking to do an immediate ceasefire. Final negotiations on peace are proceeding, subject to ignorance or stupidity getting in its way. The blockade will remain in place and in full force and effect till a final deal is reached. Things should move quickly. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. That's what kind of really spiked the market this morning. Gas went, oil went down and everything. So, yeah, we'll see. I know Trump really wants to get this done. This is a catalyst that could move the market higher as well, if that deal happens, which, man, it's so confusing. It's hard. It's honestly adding to the confusion now because there's not much word. You can't believe anything you hear. It's like kind of the boy who cried wolf story. I had to laugh at this. Ford report reveals tech workers are paying escorts $23,000 a day, not just for sex, but for someone who can actually talk AI, biohacking, and crypto with them, But, it's funny. I spent a lot of time in Asia. Back in the day, the Japanese geishas, their whole thing, they were very sophisticated, understood food, wine, art, politics, philosophy, and all this stuff. So maybe this is the new age geisha, or we just have a bunch of pathetic simps who don't have any real girlfriends. But anyway, I thought that made me laugh. I had to talk about that. China, man in China sentenced 10.5 years in prison for memorizing a wallet seed phrase and stealing 107 Bitcoin. I don't think you want to spend 10.5 years in a Chinese prison. I don't think it's as cushy as there is in the United States. Any prison is probably not where you want to be, but Senator Loomis confirmed Clarity Act passed committee. Floor vote is next. So we're getting closer. That's another big catalyst. Could send us into the stratosphere. We will see. Arthur Hayes, who famously hyped up Zcash, Hyperliquid, Near Protocol, and then what was the last one he sold? Oh yeah, WorldCoin. Dumped them all, and he's come under a lot of scrutiny for like dumping on retail because he talked them up and then immediately dumped them and let us know. And I don't know if it's intentional, but definitely not great. So getting a lot of backlash, a lot of hate for that. But then people said, oh, he bought back into Hyperliquid. He came back and said, I didn't buy shit. I did, though. When he crashed Hyperliquid, I bought some Hyperliquid. I added more to my bags. So, and now Hyperliquid is up a little bit. In fact, let's go take a look and see how things are doing. One thing about Hyperliquid too, they take most of their fees and burn the coins or buy back the coins. So, and I don't know, I like it. I like it for the long term. So Hyperliquid up 11.74% for the day. We're at $64. Let's look in the last week. Okay, so it looks like it got down to just under $56. So it's up about $10. It's bouncing back nicely. He did the same thing he did with Near Protocol. Near Protocol is $2. Looks like after he dumped it, it was $1.83. So from it's bounced back. Few of the other WorldCoin, which is AI proof of humanity, which is also the guy I think who owns ChatGPT. That dude, I forget his name offhand. Anyway, he crashed out a little too, not as bad. Then he said, I'm selling these, I'm going to hold these. And now he sold it all. But he's also looking at all this money going into AI IPOs, cycle, everything like that. Sell in May, walk away. So it is what it is. But let's go down and see how Bitcoin's doing. Then we'll finish off the news here. Not a huge day today, but I'd say a more optimistic day. So 63,554, Yeah, looking at the hourly, how we doing here? Yeah, up and down, not too bad. I'll take it. I'll absolutely take it. Let's see how the futures are holding here. Refresh this page. By the way, welcome everyone who's listening live on YouTube and over on X. Appreciate you. Also appreciate there's a lot of people not online today. Probably stretching their weekend a little bit. Yeah, NASDAQ up 1.14, Dow 0.31, S&P 0.75. So about where it was. Okay, last couple news things here today. Base Genic payments, where people are actually having the AI agents do their payments, cost 100 million in transactions. A little scary, a little early. I'm not ready to let that. But down the road, if we can get it secure, it'd sure be nice just to say, hey, go buy me a little hype. Hey, go buy some Heine coin. Hey, do that. You know what I mean? It's gonna be nice to have these AI agents help us do stuff. Another half a billion minted on Circle. This two things. First off, this tells you people are getting ready to buy. The other thing is Solana, man. Solana's really getting more and more stable coins over there, right? And obviously Ethereum's still the king, and Tron's big as well, but and BNB. I mean, all these layer ones are an area I like to focus on, to be honest with you. Shout out to Solana and of course Circle too. I've been meaning to buy some Circle stock because they're gaining a lot of ground. JP Morgan, Citi, Bank of America, Wells Fargo are teaming up to launch a tokenized deposit network by 2027. Through the clearinghouse, these giants are building blockchain payment rails to deliver 24/7 transfers, keeping deposits safe and regulating banks instead of losing them to stablecoins. So I haven't looked into this. I just saw this right before I started the stream, but basically what I'm seeing is they're doing a centralized way to use blockchain to kind of get at this, $1 trillion a year remittance. Same thing we're doing with CoinZoom. Anyway, they're using blockchain to do maybe more stuff internally, but there's going to be the decentralized center. Hey, Green Man, morning. Green Man. Obviously, everyone who's on the GM show knows about Green Man. Maybe not so many people on this update show, but Green Man is a content creator. Green Man Reports, and I don't know why. I'll pull it up. Whenever I pull it up on my X, it does not work good. His latest videos don't show up. X, I don't use X much on. I do here to obviously show you the news because that's where I spend all my time. But I want to tell you guys, great content creator, been around for years. Some of the best. In fact, I can't say that I know. I can't say that I really know of a better content creator. Yeah, look at this. This is awesome. Now, give you guys a little background for people on YouTube and that don't know, that aren't on X. Those in X know the story of me and Green Man. Green Man been here for years, 2 years plus, making great original content, just like this video here. You can see talking about the drama. Not a crypto guy. Make that clear. Not a crypto guy. Just a straight up, very talented content creator. Plays the guitar, sings, makes amazing video, right? Not AI. He uses some AI to enhance it, but just makes some great video, right? So he comes in 2-3 weeks this coming Friday, comes into our GM show. We see what he's doing. Now he's also started a creator coin on Pumped Off Fun. And it had been about a month earlier and it had gone up, come down. It was around a 3,000 market cap. We bought in. We loved what he was doing. Wanted to show the support. And since I have it here. It's called Ankita, making fun and talking about what Nikita Bear, the head of X, is doing. And now you see, this is the chart for Green Man, Ankita, UNCKITA. It's 112,000, right? But anyway, we've been buying it and talking about encourage other people to do it. But last Friday, we also had another legend, Jason A.I. Williams, had a best-selling book years ago about Bitcoin hard money you can't F with. Just a very successful guy out there. Anyway, he was on the show, and so was Green Man. He recently launched a token here called Apocalyptic Hot Sauce, right? Was going to do it with another content creator, and that kind of fell apart. But anyway, we bought some, and it went way down from where we bought it. And we were joking around and going back and forth. And anyway, he started, told him, obviously at that point he met Green Man, just kind of a networking opportunity there, right? And then, it was awesome, right? And then the apocalyptic, the original guy, Easy, who's another content creator out here, kind of fell through, and Jason moved forward. They didn't move forward together, but anyway, they're going to make a hot sauce, and I bought the dip, and I went all the way down to 31,000. I bought a bunch. I'm now a top 30 holder, but anyway, so I posted a video. Hey, we're still here. It was video, not a video. It was just AI slap. Me hanging on a tree, my cheetah, which is my PFP, holding Green Man above some crocodiles. We're still holding on, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, Jason, been going back and forth with Jason. We're supporting Jason. I always do. He's a great guy. He drops alpha. Now, this guy was an early investor in Coinbase. And if you know Anthony Pompignolo, they're partners in a real world fund. Just an awesome guy out there, right? Anyway, so now he's I think he might have bought some Ankita coin, and he's helping. And we made some memes back and forth. Like I say, we're supporting him, and we pulled up this older video. This was months before Green Man ever had a coin, and like I say, the coin is just a way for him to not getting paid on X, right? Which is a travesty in and of itself. But hey, just a fun way to make a little money. And his coins are locked up for a year. He owns 5%. He's making money off the coins trading, their creator fees and whatever. But anyway, he made this great video about drama on X, doxing each people. And anyway, so here Jason, besides supporting us, came out this morning and said, this is so good, crypto unloading, so he's supporting us. We're supporting him. I love it though. And look, Jason Williams has, 300,000 followers. He's been on TV. Everybody knows him. OG Bitcoin guy, multi worth hundreds of millions of dollars, maybe even into the $1 billion range. I don't know. But anyway, I'm so happy to see that. Look, we're going to talk about it some more on the GM show. Appreciate everyone joining me. I'm optimistic. I think we'll have a good week. But anyway, jump over on the GM. We'll talk more about Green Man and Jason Williams and his coin, the Apocalyptic Hot Sauce, and the Ankita token, and obviously cover all the news. Appreciate everyone over here. Have a great day. I think it's going to be a good week. Knock on wood. We'll see. But everyone have a great